own TV commercial. Advertise with us. We'll help you promote your product, your service to your customers. A plan to fit every budget. Over 1.5 million household views. Increase your revenue and sales. Advertise with us today. Advertise at thejackyjackson.com.
And welcome to another wonderful interview with the Jackie Jackson on the Jackie Jackson Show. And I am so excited. Why? I know every show you always hear me say the same thing. Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited every single time that I get to be on the air and speaking to you. It is such a privilege and an honor, and I never take it for granted that this opportunity was given to me and this platform was provided for me to share this information. So I take it very, very seriously. So I am excited because I have another special guest that I would like to share with you today, and make sure that you have a pen and a paper because he is going to be dropping some knowledge that I'm sure you're going to have a lot of nuggets and takeaways to walk away and implement in your life. So you have come to the show where you are going to be inspired, empowered, and educated on the Jackie Jackson Show for entrepreneurs and business professionals and anyone that is just trying to fulfill their dreams and make their vision come to life and come to reality. This is the place that you need to come and listen and take notes and be inspired. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and follow me also on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. You can catch me all over the place, LinkedIn at thejackyjackson.com. So with no further ado, our guest, his name is Coach James Bonds, and he is a phenomenal, phenomenal gentleman, international life coach, mentor, counselor, and certified coach with John Maxwell, which is a huge, huge, big deal. So I want you to make sure that you get a pen and paper because he's going to be dropping some knowledge on you that you need to know. James, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I really appreciate the opportunity to heal, to grow, to stretch people. And I thank you for the platform.
Oh, absolutely. It is my honor to even have you here because I know that the information that you have shared with your clients have been so powerful, and they have all flourished and experienced so much success and so much personal growth, not only in their business, but in their lives as well, their family lives. And that's the reason why I was so excited to have you on my show, because my viewers, when they call in and when they write to me, they tell me how inspiring the show is. So it's important for me to continue to walk in that light and provide them with the information that keeps that inspiration going. So thank you so much, James, for being here.
That's great. You're welcome.
Now, as a life coach, right, and coming from and graduating from John Maxwell's course, share with us how impactful that has been for you and how impactful that has been for your clients.
Well, I have been life coaching actually since November of 2008. And so as my business grew, I wanted to get more of a name recognition other than just James Bond. So I thought about it and researched and figured out the John Maxwell Group was the one I wanted to go with because of the fact that he is considered the #1 leadership guru on the planet, and plus his background being his faith and being a pastor, being Christianity. So I really wanted to have some meat, so a nice ground to stand on, to add to my already flourishing coaching business. So that's why I chose John Maxwell, which has been opening doors up, because as we know, the name opened doors, but your talent and your character will keep you there.
This is so true. And I know that you are like mega successful in your coaching, obviously, because you've had many, many years of experience and providing that value to your clients. So with your coaching business, what are some of the reasons someone would need a coach? Why would someone want to use someone as a coach?
Well, the main reason someone should always have a coach is if they want to grow in their life or they want to stretch themselves. My clients range from quite a big range on it. It ranges from people just struggling in life. I have new managers, new CEOs, kind of don't understand people skills. I don't understand their staff. Managers literally need to know who's working in their space, who's working around them. I have people going through divorce. One gentleman woke up, he's 57 years old, out in Arizona. He woke up one morning and realized that he hated his job. Now, his own company. So we talked through the process and helped him realize his purpose, his dream was not that company. He needed to have that company for those many years to employ people, to help people kind of gain financial stability. But his purpose was not being fulfilled. So we stretched, we talked, and about 6 to 7 months, we got him into his new career, which was actually opening an ice cream store, of all things.
Really? Because
Yeah.
I love ice cream.
Yes.
I need to go to his shop and support him. That's like one of my favorite things to have. I know I shouldn't have so much of it, but I do love ice cream. But isn't that interesting though? You said he's 57 years old, woke up one morning and identified that, wow, he feels unfulfilled, like he's not following his true passion. And so many people have that same experience in life, but don't necessarily know where to go or even like how to express it. So if you have someone that is feeling this way, what would you, or what kind of advice would you give them for where they need to go to seek that assistance for those answers?
Well, first I would say before you hire a coach, and as you interview different coaches, because not every coach is for everybody. So when I interview a client, they're really interviewing me our first session. And there's times when I'll tell them flat out that I'm not the right coach for you. And they kind of look at me, kind of pause, like, well, because my job is not to take your money. My job is to push you, stretch you, and grow you. So if I'm not the right coach for you, I will not take your money or take you as a client, because my reputation means a lot to me. I don't want to take it as a client, and all of a sudden you have these, well, you're not listening to me, and people say, okay, who coached you? Well, James Bond coached you. Wow, okay, well, he must be horrible. So I'm not taking everybody on because most people don't want to listen. Now, from a personal standpoint, what you need to do is you start journaling. Keep a journal, and journal means just a pad of paper near your bed. Write down your thoughts, night, day, keep one in your car, because life will give you direction. You've already been assigned what to do before you were born. But because of bad friendships, bad circles, bad environments, you suppress this information. As a life coach, my talent, my gift, is to pull it out of you, make it make sense, and give it back to you plain.
Oh man, that is so profound. If you didn't share anything else today in this interview, just that one comment alone is so profound. We are born with the gifts and the talents that is going to make us successful in life already, right? So people walking around confused about what they're supposed to do in their lives, but truly deep down, they know the answer to that. They know the answer.
Yes.
So it is that environmental influence that can deter someone from being actually encouraged to pursue that passion. You know, too many times we get feedback or some kind of disappointing news that makes us feel as if we're not good enough, we're not adequate enough to pursue our dreams and our passions. Would you agree with that, James?
This is correct, because what we have to realize is that we're humans, so we're emotional creatures, but we outgrow people. And our friends in our space, just because you've been friends since the 3rd grade, it doesn't mean you can be my best friend at 20 or 40 years old. We've outgrown each other. I can still love you, but you're unintentionally, unconsciously, or intentionally keeping me where you are because you don't want to grow. So we have people who are keeping us where they are. And again, sometimes it's not intentional, sometimes it is intentional. We have to realize we outgrow people all the time. It's time to move on. Studies show that a person will have only 2 best friends in a lifetime. That's a scary thought. But now that means, if you dig into it more, that we do transition best friends. They can be a best friend this year, next year, 5 years, and then now they can be your friend, but not your best friend. We get those terms confused consistently. And that's what I do as we sit and talk. I explain to you what that person's position in your life should be and what it should not be, more importantly.
Wow. That is so good. That's so good. Now, people can make money. You know, this show is all about entrepreneurs and helping entrepreneurs. But, you know, the truth is, we can make money in a variety of different ways, right? There are so many different opportunities out there for someone to earn a living and be successful at what they do. But it first starts with the individual. Before you can actually really be fulfilled financially, you must really be fulfilled personally, because that stability right there, knowing who you are and your purpose in the world, is really the core. It's the crust of who you are, which is going to be the foundation that assists you in those moments when you have challenges in your business, okay? And then you're not really getting the results that you're looking for in your business. But if you have a strong foundation and a strong core, and you know who you are and who your purpose, you're going to be able to be more prepared to walk through those challenges and know that on the other side of those challenges is personal growth and success.
That's correct. That's correct. And that's why it's so important to journal, because what you'll find is you look back to your journals from 6 months ago or a year ago, you'll have that answer to that issue that happened to you today. But the main thing you want to do as you start talking to people, figure out what you need through, of course, prayer first, and through journaling and through this kind of self-reflection. You may need a coach. You may need a mentor. You may need a personal coach, a business coach, a counselor. But they're all different aspects. Now, I do all of them, but I'm very clear on which one we're going through as we take the process starts. Because coaching and counseling is not the same thing. But I sit down with you, do an assessment, and we can figure out which one you need, and more importantly, if I am the right person for you. And more importantly, if you're a business owner, if you're going to seek a coach, any kind of coach in the area, if they don't have a coach, run as fast as you can. Anybody who's not a student of their business should not be doing that business.
And it's not a sign of weakness. It's actually the opposite of what most people think, right? So I help people in their business as well, too. So I am also a business coach, but I also embrace coaching myself too. I have sought out the help of more skilled, more experienced individuals that can help me in my business to build up my coaching business as well. And it's not a level of like incompetence or anything like that, but there's different levels to everyone's business, right? So as an entrepreneur, you may need assistance with startup, right? How do you find the capital to find your business? How do you get incorporated? How do you choose a name? How do you create your marketing plan, your business plan? How do you, present yourself if you are your own personal brand? And okay, so you graduated from that. Okay, you got the assistance to do that, and you have individuals and coaches that specialize in providing those kind of services. Okay, so what now? When you are successful, when you are making millions of dollars in your business, it's not the same conversation. You're going to need someone to provide you with that level of coaching as well too. So it's important to recognize where you are in your own process and understand that whoever it is that you are going to work with, that they are the appropriate type of mentor and counselor or coach for you at that particular moment in your life.
That's correct. And that's why it's so important for whatever business you're in. If you own a clothing store, you need to go find the most successful clothier or clothing store owner that you can come across anywhere in the country. You need to contact him or her. You need to get on a plane or a car and invite them to lunch. You pay. Invite them to lunch. Tell them exactly what you're going to do, and maybe make it a routine. Lunch once a quarter, dinner once a quarter, and let them know, I'm going to pick your brain. You need to seek out who's ever more successful in the area you're in and treat that person. And of course, in business world, when I teach etiquette, if you invite someone to lunch, that means you pay. That really bugs me because people don't get that. If I invite you to lunch, I pay. If you invite me, you pay. Simple, small, business 101. But you need to make sure you're continuing to educate yourself. It's not that you don't know enough, it's that you need to know more. So it's very important to continue. That's why I read a book a week, because you have to continue to grow and educate yourself. The world is changing with or without you.
Oh, man. And with that, we are going to take our commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to talk more with Coach James Bonds, because he is just dropping so much knowledge. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. We'll be right back from our commercial. And we are back, The Jackie Jackson Show, and yours truly, Jackie Jackson. Thank you so much for staying tuned and staying with us, and your comments and your shares and your likes and your follows. Man, I appreciate you all so much. It comes so far deep in my heart how much I appreciate all of the viewers and everyone that is watching and supporting the show. This is a show that you can be inspired. You can be educated. You can be empowered. You're going to find information that is going to uplift your spirit and really motivate you to follow your passion and your dreams. And our guest today, Coach James Bonds, none other, that's what he teaches. He shows people how to do that and how to overcome the challenges so that they can move forward and be really empowered to follow their dreams and go ahead and just execute, right? Because that's what it's all about, right, James? Doing it.
Yes, exactly. Execute, exactly, yes. Don't just be about it, do about it.
Do about it. See, the Brooklyn come out of me, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
When we talking about doing, I'm like, let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. All right, I'm always motivated. But it's so funny that you said it, because you can start a project or start on a mission, a journey, if you will, and be so motivated that nothing, you think at least, that nothing is going to deter you. You're going to get to the other side with no opposition and no challenges, anything like that. Anything that comes your way, you can overcome it easily. And then the first sign of like instability, right? You know, people waver. Like, what happened to that motivation? Where did it go?
That's right. That's right. Fear is a powerful thing.
It sure is. It sure is. When earlier you mentioned that as humans, right, we have emotion. So
yes.
One of my biggest thing is controlling my own emotions, or basically thinking about how I'm going to react to a particular situation, even while I'm in the situation. So
yes.
I'm actually going to share with the audience what happened to us prior to getting ready to start. So we're at the station. And James, you know, you're Skyping in, so if anyone didn't realize, that's what James is doing. He's Skyping in from Minnesota, and I'm here locally in Orlando. So we're getting ready to shoot our interview, and then all of a sudden, all of the power, electricity goes out in the station. You're like, well, now what? Right? It's nobody's fault, but it's a delay, and it's an unexpected event that, you know, we really didn't plan for, but we stayed patient. And thank you so much, James, for hanging in there while we reconnected and make sure that we got our interview recorded successfully. But the thing is that always happens, and especially when you are about to do something good, when you're about to do something profound, and you're about to do something that's going to be a game changer in the world. There's always a moment that prepares, or it may or may not prepare you, but there's always a moment that causes you to maybe even stumble and buckle a little bit. So James, can you share with us any moments like that you've had with any of your clients? I know you know no names, no personal stories, but what do you do when you have a client that comes to you and like, oh man, I was so close, and then X happened, this happened, and what do I do now?
Well, one of the things that I take a client, most of my clients through when they're talking about business, and they're getting ready to start a business, I take them through a program called Sometimes You Win, Sometimes You Learn. Because what we got to realize, we never lose. You never, ever lose. You learn every single day. You learn what not to do, and you learn what to do. But you never, ever lose. So I always tell people, the biggest thing about this, starting a business up when you're outside, when it starts to rain, don't run in the house. Get an umbrella and keep moving forward.
Yes, adjust.
And I think that's, adjust, exactly. It's so important. I mean, dance in the rain is such a profound and misunderstood statement. It's ridiculous, because sometimes you have to dance in the rain. Because in this life, it is going to rain. Life is going to come and see about you, whether you like it or not. That's why you have to make sure that your surroundings, your circle, is as tight as you can humanly make it. But on top of that, make sure that you have stable ground to stand on. You are always going to have, unfortunately, people in your space, friends or foe, who are going to tell you that is a stupid idea. And the first time it fails, see, I told you so. And it may not have failed because you were doing the wrong thing. It may have failed because you weren't doing enough of the right thing.
Wow. Now that is definitely a different way of looking at that situation, right? You stumble because you were doing the right things. Can you elaborate more on that? Because I've never heard anyone, explain it that way. What do you mean by that?
That means that some people, starting the business up, some people don't understand you need to get outside information and also inside information, meaning your meditation, your prayer life. Because a business startup do you need a capital fund program? Do you need family and friends investors? Do you need a GoFundMe? Which one is it? Because in that scenario, say if you run out of money, it's because you didn't ask for enough money. Your business plan, you did not get reviewed, so you thought you needed $1,000. You thought you needed $50,000. So now you're running out of money and you want to pack up and go run away and tuck your tail and run when you should have done either, again, capital funding, GoFundMe, because your business, after reviewing your business plan with a professional person, you may have needed $30,000. Mm-hmm. So you think you failed at $20,000. You didn't fail. You didn't do enough, which meaning you needed $25,000 or $30,000.
Wow.
And also, you need to clear your space out. I reevaluate my circle every 5 years, just like your car insurance.
Really?
Reevaluate
your circle.
Yes. It's a point. You cannot stop loving people, but some folks you need to love from across the freaking street and not in your own space, not in your own personal space. As your military person, that 1 foot, that personal space, that 12 inches, that's your space.
That is your space.
And not everybody not everybody has paid the price to be in your space.
That's so interesting, all right? Because I'm really mindful of who is in my inner circle, but I never thought about like a refresher. Like that never really occurred to me. If it has occurred to you, I want you to write in the comments or send me a message if you actually practice this every 5 years or maybe every 3 years. If you actually step back and analyze all of your friendships, all of your relationships, and identify who needs to go, who needs to stay, and who you need to build more with. Because that right there, that's really a great nugget for the keys to success. It really is. That's refreshing.
Yes. It is, because what you're finding with that is that kind of one way how you should measure it is if you're talking to your quote-unquote best friend consistently, and all of a sudden you're hearing his or her issues, his or her problems for a half hour, the moment you mention your issues or your situation, they have to go. Well, let me call you back. That person needs to be distanced because that person is draining your bucket and not pouring anything into it.
Wow. That is so true. That is true. That mutual support is not there. And that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for the support that allows us to grow more, to grow into
that's
who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So supporting your friends who are interested in growing and having your friends in your circle support you in your growth too for your business. That's good. That's really, really good.
And I had a client who hired me for his work life, his career life. So he hired me right out of college, and he didn't go in there. So then he came back and had a personal question for me. I said, yes. He said, I just got married. My wife and I agreed to a 10:30 curfew. I said, great. That's, mutual conversation. That's great. He said, but my best friend since elementary starts to rag me when I'm hanging out at the bar, at the rooms with him in front of people about me being whipped, I said, okay, that's because he is not your best friend anymore. He has left the room. Now you need to leave the room. Because if he's your best friend, if curfew is 10:30, your best friend would tell you at 10:15, finish your drink, finish your conversation, and I'll see you tomorrow. Out of respect for your other half.
Yes. Yes. That's exactly what should happen. If that person has your best interest at heart and respects your relationship with your spouse or your significant other. That is deep, Coach.
It is, because at the same time, if I'm your best friend then now your wife is also my best friend, so to speak, as far as your space. I'm not going to do anything that causes conflict. Otherwise, I remove myself from the best friend status. I need to support you in your life, not cause conflict in your home.
Ooh, that one cut deep. I was like, oh my gosh, I need a Band-Aid. I need a Band-Aid for that one, James, because that one cut. That was deep. All right, so in your coaching business right now, obviously you are a wealth of knowledge, and I really appreciate you taking the time to interview with us and share all this enlightening information. But what are some of the other projects right now that you're working on? Share anything else that we need to know about Coach James Bonds?
Well, yes, I'm working on now doing a leadership conference in the Netherlands. I'm working right now with the Minister of Education, trying to get that secure, and also trying to reinvigorate another conference I had set up in India. So trying to do things more abroad at the moment, and really just kind of use my talent and my doing sales training more also lately as well. Leadership development for small to big companies as well. So doing more group settings. I was on a lecture series again at Drury University, as well as here again. I did a 2-hour conversation lecture on communication, which I also specialize in, because most people are not listening, they're waiting to speak. So I teach the art of listening, which is a very needed, unique tool, because as humans, most of us are not listening, and we don't even know it. We're just waiting to speak. So just trying to expand my company, expand myself to do more things abroad, and also to expand my client base in the U.S. I'm looking, again, available in all 50 states, because people are hurting right now.
Yes.
And most don't need medication. Most need accountability. Most need a kick in the rear. But most don't need medication. Some do, and nothing to be embarrassed about. I've told a few clients, you know what, after we meet the first time, you need chemical balancing. Nothing wrong with that. So once you get that situated, we can meet again in a year or so. But really just trying to expand my business globally instead of just kind of in here in the United States.
And I think that is absolutely amazing. You know, you have 100% of my support on that. And I would love to go on tour with you. Don't be forgetting me either, Coach James. I want to go to the Netherlands. Put my little ski outfit on. It's cold over there, but I'm going.
Very
you best
cold,
to believe that I'm going. I'm right there with you. So we only have a few moments. We only have a few minutes left. And I really want you to share your insights with the audience, maybe 2-3 things that someone should focus on if they're thinking about starting a business, or if they actually are in a business, in order for them to have really good success, a good outcome.
Okay, the first thing is, if you are an entrepreneur and you want to start a business up, the first thing you have to understand is that once you leave your 9 to 5, you will go and should expect to go from 40 hours to 80 hours. If you're not ready for that transition, stay in the corporate world.
All right, that's one. Number two.
Number 2 is understanding the difference in your job and your work. Your work was assigned to you by God. Your job is 9 to 5. It pays the bills. Ultimate plan is to have your work overcome your job to be able to support you.
All right.
I can get into details.
That's cool. That's good.
2.
Number 3.
And the number 3, if your friend is not pushing you to success, pushing you to live your dream, pushing you to get new friends.
Oh, there it is. New friends. Understand the difference between job and work. And know that you're going to have to put in some time. The hustle is real. Thanks for watching the Jackie Jackson Show. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Boy. Thanks, James.
Thank you for having me.
You can